Hi, this is Cheryl, and I want to walk you through a movement study that's examining how we can find greater degrees of freedom in moving our legs in our hip joints. And so there was two specific elements that I want to explore with this. And so one's related to stability and one's related to greater mobility. So in the first, coming to lie on your back. And when we go through the process of pushing into our feet, having our legs come up into our pelvis, such that we can lift up our pelvis, we're looking for the kind of alignment that has this be very skeletal. So if you're, pushing in your feet, that's translating through your ankles, coming up to your knees, and then you can use the support of your shoulder blades to lift your pelvis, to lift your spine, and then to lower it without a lot of tension in your hamstrings, in your inner thigh muscles, even in your glutes, that it can become this kind of levered movement. And so as soon as we start to do something like bring a knee in, so it comes out of, changes the angle of this lever, we can lift, but, having my knee in, I'm really relying on the inner edge of my big toe. It's bringing my foot in, rolling inward. And so the base of support means that, particularly on the outside of my leg, these muscles have to start engaging, and on the inside of the leg, to maintain balance. And so, this consideration and attention to simply lift, because you've got that good use of all of your feet, the movement comes through your ankle, your knee is coming out directly over your feet, and then you can just use your bones to lever your body weight up. So the second part, that's about stability. The second part is about mobility. And so if we take this kind of template for the positioning of feet, the knees over feet, and then start to look at this movement of, windshield wiper legs, this idea that we can lower our legs, but it's also this kind of bony freedom that after this resting point, we could allow gravity simply to move our legs in our hip joint, which eventually, of course, moves the pelvis. And so I just want to talk briefly about, there's, many ways to move under the sun, but just exploring in this study what's possible in having your leg move in the hip joint before lifting your pelvis off the ground. So slowing this down to really explore what's possible in that movement, and noticing when your pelvis starts to peel off the ground. And so really getting clear for yourself how far, like what that movement is for you in moving your knees to the side until gravity sort of takes over, the levers of your legs takes over to lift your pelvis. We're wanting to use this stability, the starting place, to support the freedom of movement that allows both to happen. Your legs moving in the hip joint, and then them lifting your pelvis in some way. And, the freedom to even come all the way over to the side, to let this freedom of your legs to be able to move you one way or the other. So we want to start with that good, stable structural alignment that sets up the freedom, so that the muscles that hold the legs, that help support movement, can only work when they need to, so that you're not exerting tension and tightness in a movement that could be free. So hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for tuning in.